You're all set. I'm gonna go into the other room if you don't.
Okay.
So I can bring something up if you want to see it.
Okay. I thought she knew where the village office was. I never even asked her.
It's 20 for a accessory building. This is too big for that. It's a principal's building. Side yard setback is fine on it.
I think we'll go ahead and get started. I'd like to bring the Village of Lansing Board of Zoning Appeals to order. March 21st, 2023. That's a mistake. Right here. Oops. Oops. And our first order of business is to open the floor for public comment if there is any. Could I have a motion to open public comment? Is there a second?
I'll second.
Right. All those in favor? Aye. You can vote.
I can vote?
Yes, you can vote. All right. All those. So is there anyone who would like to speak about anything that is not related to tonight's business? Seeing none, then I could have a motion to close the public comment. All right. A second? John? All those in favor? Aye. Okay. So our next matter of business is to open a public hearing for the item before us, which is a request for a variance for a backyard setback for Mr. Brown. And so I need a motion to open the public hearing. Can I have a motion?
So,
You can move.
so moved.
All right, is there a second? John, second. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Public hearing is now in session. So welcome, and why don't you introduce yourself and you can talk to us about the project and tell us what you'd like to do.
Shall we come up?
Yeah, you're welcome to come up, please.
Well, greetings. My name is Luke Brown, and I'm the property owner, and this is my friend and contractor, Peter Wright. And first, thank you for being here, and thank you for your service, and thank you for your support of a wonderful community. I've made 6 Johnstone Circle my home. It's been my home for 7 years, and I've lived in the village for almost 13 now. And I've watched it grow thanks to your support. And I have little kids who wouldn't say they're little kids, they're growing up now. So they have enjoyed living there, and we've been looking to build out our backyard with great landscaping. And most recently, we added a pool. And you know, when the weather is nice, which is about 2 or 3 days a year, we're able to get out in that pool.
It's coming.
And as we've learned, because we, you know, many neighbors, as you know, we have many more neighbors now. Many more neighbors are coming over to enjoy said pool. And as a daddy and as a supporter of the young people who come there and the adults, they've asked for a restroom. They've asked for a place to change. As you know now that there are new properties around my home, you can see right into the backyard. And so as young people are changing, they're wanting a bit more privacy and a space to do that. So we have been saving, and we now are seeking to put in place a principal building that will allow for some changing to take place, some other things to happen, and to, you know, to provide some privacy to our backyard and to continue to develop the neighborhood. Now, my level of expertise stops there. That's why I connected with Peter, who knows much more about the details and specifics around the engineering of this project. But we've thought very hard and long about it, and we think it will enhance the community if offered this variance to what have been by law. So
we've looked at the space to work with on the property, and there's nothing else that makes sense, any other place available to put this. He has a little fenced-in area in the back. It fits nicely within that. And we were looking to, you know, for something other than just like a little storage shed, which really wouldn't get the job done. We're not looking at low end. We're looking at something kind of decorative to add to the property, and also it's not giant or anything. And allow people, like you said, to change, to store equipment for it, pool stuff, you know, a little changing room, and then, the footprint's only, 16 by 20, I believe, which is fairly small. And there's a set of stairs that go upstairs, and that's, some storage and a little exercise area. But it sits right behind his house, and then the border in question is the big overgrown field out there, which I believe is supposed to be some sort of park, or possibly in the future or something.
Well, I think it's land owned by the homeowners association of Lansing Trails, and it could be future development someday, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime
And
soon.
then
There is a trail through there.
Yeah, trail.
at the edge of Lou's property, it goes out to the property line, and then it kind of drops down into that area.
Yeah.
So, you still have the neighbors still have a clear shot between the houses of the view. There's a nice view there of the lake and everything. So we don't see it really affecting anybody, and like he's saying, he's entertaining neighbors and friends and all that, and it kind of privatizes that little area, with something nice and not just a junky storage shed. So
Well, it looks like he put some effort into the architectural design.
I
Where
think
is,
that in the past, that undeveloped piece of the land was going to be a park, but that was going to require getting rid of the park we already have. And I think that became too complicated, because that takes state legislature to do that.
you can't, what was the word for it? Well, it's like, something like that when you undedicate a park.
Right,
Yeah.
got pretty complicated.
You end up having to take park space somewhere else.
And
There's
I'm
a word for it.
pretty familiar with that area, because I walk it. And it is, I can't imagine that anyone would ever develop it.
Yeah,
But it does belong to the homeowners association.
it's part of the homeowners
Not
association.
always, but the one up there.
Yeah,
For which one?
Lansing Trails.
Lansing True, too.
Yeah, right, Lansing Trails too. Not the Janivar group, but
No.
the Norway, that group.
So do they
Either
have,
that or
should
it
they,
still belongs to the Johnson side, or the Bonnie.
Well, Mike, do you know who owns that land? Is that village land?
no,
The parcel behind there? The parcel behind there, or behind Dr. Brown's area there, that's all owned by the Lansing Trails 2, the HOA.
I mean, theoretically, it could be developed someday, but you're thinking not likely anytime soon.
Yes, anything's possible, but I mean, because you have dead end roads there, they could possibly continue, but it's anybody's guess.
Well, it seems reasonably protected for now. I mean, you can't even think about what the contingency would be down the road 10 to 15 years. If you have a fence, you have your privacy sort of built in anyway between you and whatever might happen.
Whatever.
So I guess the real issue is that it is only non-conforming in that it's too close to the property line.
to that
So you
back,
just
the
need a
rear,
setback
the
variance.
rear property line,
Right.
that borders that area, that
And since you say nobody will actually live in this thing, it's detached, and is it going to be on a foundation? Is it on a slab?
Yes, a frost wall with a slab, basically, just, footing, it'll have some footing, real footings, and then, the main level will be a slab floor, so.
but you are gonna have utilities going to it, correct?
What's that?
You are gonna have utilities in it, correct?
Some electric and some water, seasonal kind of thing. But we need light in there, we need.
Right, but you mentioned a restroom and.
There is some plans to put a restroom in. We would like to,
Are you on sewer up there?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's probably not an issue.
So what's and I'm new, so what is the village's policy on accessory dwellings? I mean,
Well, it's not a dwelling,
but
that's the
it
thing.
potentially could become one with the next owner or something, so.
Right. I'm not sure.
Just so the BZA knows, this building is large enough to be considered a principal building. It's over 200 square feet and or over 15 feet high. So that does change your setbacks. This is in a medium density residential area. It does change your setbacks from a rear setback of 20 feet for an accessory building to 40 feet for a principal building. And that's basically only what the appeal is for. The side setback is all fine. There's plenty of distance there for that.
Okay, so it's just the rear.
Yes.
The rear backs up to this area that we're talking about.
What about, Mike, what about the question of it potentially becoming a dwelling, an accessory dwelling?
Becoming a what? Like what again, Lynn? I'm sorry.
An accessory dwelling, like a mother-in-law home, you know, like a second livable space?
At that point, then it would become, you'd end up having to go to it would be a special permit because it would be, two residences on one.
One property.
And they're being detached, they'd be detached buildings that are both habitable.
There's no plans for anybody to live.
With living quarters.
Say that again?
Hang on a second.
We lost you.
I
Then come on in here.
Come on
I don't
and
see
talk.
us putting anything up at the moment.
The difference between this and having, let's say, a second residence on a single parcel is this is not a living area. This does not have kitchen, bedroom, all the amenities that need to be classified as an actual living space for a second residence. So if you were to put in a kitchen, if you were to put in a bedroom, a living place, you'd end up coming to the planning board for a special permit for a second residence on a single parcel. That would be the difference.
We're just not there yet at all. Okay, so I guess, is there more discussion about this before I go to the,
I walked around there this morning.
you looked at it?
Yeah, and I mean, there's no view shed, in the highway or anything like that, so you can't see the road.
So that's the complaint.
I didn't see where it looked yeah. Does the
You got that?
homeowners association need to be notified?
They got mailings, did they?
Yes, I'm sorry, man, I did receive mailings.
Did we get any comments back from anybody?
And I've spoken to some folks, I've spoken to them.
It seems to me pretty straightforward then, the request. So I think what we'll do now is to go through the process.
I'll bring that up so you can read through it.
Okay. So Marcy, for your benefit, we now get to go through the findings,
Okay.
which we'll get
We
you
need to
through.
close the hearing first.
Close the public hearing. Okay. Could I have a motion to close the
I'm
public
going to
hearing?
close the public hearing.
Is there a second? John, all those in favor? Aye. Hearing closed. All right, so what I'd like to do now is to work through the resolution. Whereas this matter involves consideration of the following proposed action. Appeal number 2023-01. Lavelle Brown, being represented by Peter Wright, is requesting an area variance to construct an additional building located at 6 Johnstone Circle, tax parcel 45.2-2-20. The proposed building is a 2-story, 16-foot by 20-foot detached pool house. Because of the size and height, the proposed building is classified as a principal building requiring a 40-foot rear yard setback in the medium-density residential district. The applicant is requesting a variance of 34 feet to construct the building 6 feet from the rear property line. On March 21, 2023, the Village of Lansing Board of Zoning Appeals held a public hearing regarding this action, and thereafter thoroughly reviewed and analyzed the materials and information. On March 21st, 2023, in accordance with Article 8 of the New York State Environmental Conservation Law, the State Environmental Quality Review Act, SEQR, the Village of Lansing Board of Zoning Appeals determined the proposed action is a Type 2 action and thus may be processed without further regard to SEQR. I'm sure you know what SEQR is. Do you? Okay. State involved, you'll get this all the time. All of our acronyms. And stop me if I hit one. Just say stop, please. SEQR is the State Environmental Quality Review Act. And it's what we have to review, and the planning board have. We have to do it for every municipal action that might have an environmental impact. And Type 2 simply means it's a municipal administrative act or action that does not have any environmental impact. But like a new development, we'll have to go through a SEQR process. Okay, so where was I? Let's see. On March 21, 2023, in accordance with Section 712-B of the Village Law of the State of New York and Village of Lansing Code Section 145-74A, parentheses 1, the Village of Lansing Board of Zoning Appeals, in the course of its deliberations, took into consideration the benefit to the applicant if the area variance is granted as weighed against the detriment to the health, safety, welfare of the neighborhood and community by such grant. Therefore, now be it resolved as follows. We will make the following findings with respect to the specific criteria for such area variances as set forth in the village law. So our first question is whether an undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties will be created by granting the area variance. So this is where we get to discuss whether we think this is going to have a negative impact on the neighborhood. So what do you think?
There's another pool or residence that's just a few houses away. The pool is already there. And the pool is already there.
It looks like 2 also has a pool house associated with it.
Exactly.
So it's in keeping with the
And
character.
that's a 2-story,
It is, I didn't know how big it was.
so it wouldn't change.
What do you have any thoughts, Marcy?
No, my only concern would be for the owner of the property behind it. And then we don't have any.
I think it is worthwhile to point out that it's currently undeveloped. If there was a home there now and you're adding this building, I think it would be more of a concern, though. Anyone that now builds there would be well aware of the structure and how close it is to the property line and be on notice of it.
So it's really not an issue at this point.
Correct.
And the people on either side, it's not in their sideline.
Yes.
And they had an opportunity to comment,
To
but they did not.
respond. All right. So our finding is a no. Right? Okay. The next one. Whether the benefits sought by the applicant can be achieved by some method feasible for the applicant to pursue other than an area variance.
Doesn't look like it.
It doesn't look like it to me. The only, there's no other benefit. There's no benefit to not building it. But building a different kind of house, you could build it smaller, but it might not serve his personal needs. So I would say, I'd say no.
I agree with that.
How about you, Marcy? What do you think?
Sure.
Yeah. Whether the requested area variance is substantial. I mean, it is asking for 34 feet, and that is substantial, but it seems not too consequential. So we put yes. Whether the proposed area variance will have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood or district.
I don't think so. Doesn't seem like it.
I can't imagine. No. Whether the alleged difficulty was self-created.
Yes,
Of course. They always are. All right. So we've gone through the findings, and it is hereby determined that by the Village of Lansing Board of Zoning Appeals, that the following variance is either granted and approved or denied. Could I have a motion?
Should I just explain to Marcy how it doesn't matter that we have some no's and some yeses? For an area variance, it's a weighing of the factors together.
Okay.
If this was a use variance, all of the answers would have to be yes.
That's right.
So for now, it's a weighing, it doesn't matter that we have some no's in there.
It's just it's a
Balancing,
yeah. Yeah, use variances are really, really tricky, and we very, very rarely do them. So what I need now is a motion to grant and approve or deny the variance.
So, we've done, approved the,
All right, is there a second to approve?
I can't.
Roy, all right. Is there any more discussion? All those in favor? Aye, so the motion carries, the approval is granted. And I don't believe, do we need to attach any conditions to this variance?
I don't think so. I mean, Roy pointed out the most exposure it has to neighbors is the mountain to the left and south, north and south. And they're not,
The neighbors down in the upper part of Shannon Barn, I can't imagine they would be objected to it.
and you can't see up, it sets
You
up
can't
real
see up
high
that way.
from the path, you know. You can't see it.
Good, no conditions then. You're good to go.
Great, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
You're very well.
Invite us over for the pool
See you
party.
around, yeah.
Yeah, and I assume having a pool means you've got an attractive nuisance, you fence it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a fence around it.
Keep them out in the pool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Good night. My parents built a pool when I was in junior high school in Colorado, and we were going through drought years, year after year after year, and we would go swimming in any cowcaster pond we could find, and they finally decided to build a pool. Every kid in our neighborhood learned how to swim
Oh, I
at
bet.
our house. It was so cool. Wow. But we had to fence it. We had to put
Yeah,
a big
yeah,
chain
fence
link fence around it. I mean, it just, having an attractive nuisance is enough to keep you awake at night.
They do have, the property is fenced.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have a fence.
Yeah, yeah, you would have to. I think your insurance would require it if you do something like that.
Especially if you have kids, I would fence around the pool itself.
Oh,
my
yeah.
nightmare.
Yikes.
Yeah, I had to learn to swim in an old pond out in the woods because they didn't have pools.
Yeah, we
when I was a
didn't, we
kid.
didn't have access to.
They didn't have water either, did
We
they?
didn't have water. Swam in the mud.
So, this is just for my
Or
Yes.
Are we closed?
Well, we gotta approve the minutes.
We have to approve, we have some other things to do.
So just for my education,
Yes.
if someone was to develop that property behind it, could they make a squawk about?
Probably not.
They had the
Probably
variances
not.
in place and it will,
Okay.
yeah.
They, I mean, when you build a new house in a neighborhood, you're gonna have other houses around you, and that's already a built environment that you have to accept by buying that property. So he's not building something unattractive. I mean, we could have complained about any one of these houses going in, and someone buys a lot and says, oh, well, I can see their house. You know, just to take it to an extreme.
And that's a good question, because a lot of
Yeah.
times people will base their decisions on, you have to base the decision on what is exactly there
Mm-hmm.
and what has already been approved. If this were, let's say, on another section of land where, say there was a project already approved, then yeah, you could take that into consideration that, okay, something's already being developed there, but there's been nothing at this point.
Now, if they did something on their property that spilled over into the new property, like lights at night or something like that, they could have a complaint about that. You know, it's just about being a good neighbor too, like having pool parties that go to 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that can happen.
Yeah,
Lots-
we're still in session, so.
So, all right, we took care of that. We need to approve the minutes from our last meeting, which was,
December 20th.
was it December?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When that's right, this is 2023-01. I go, wait a minute, didn't we do another variance this year? This is the first one of this year.
It was squeaked.
It was McGuire, it was the Cadillac Chevrolet.
The only thing I gave you here is what Natalie requested I change. I didn't want to print you out 27
No.
pages for no reason. And that was just, I wasn't clear on what I was.
Referencing. Okay. So, does anyone have any comments about the minutes, or should we move them? Can I have a motion to move the minutes?
I didn't have anything, but
Okay.
I don't look for comments and that kind of stuff.
Okay. Good for you. Do you want to move it?
I'll move it.
All right.
I'll move we approve the minutes of December 20th, 2022.
It's just before Christmas.
Just before that.
Have a second. Oh, is that the 21st? Good time to have a good day. Second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The three of us. Motion passed. Minutes approved. So do we want to talk a little bit about schedule? Meeting
Yeah,
schedules.
I mean, you can talk about it if you come to an agreement that you would like to see. Let me back up some. You are scheduled, if needed, you are scheduled to have a meeting the third Tuesday of the month.
Right. But you have a standing meeting on
Yeah,
Thursday.
Virginia. But I don't want you to move this meeting for me, but I am the chair of this,
Well,
On all
Meetings.
Tuesdays or the third Tuesday?
third Tuesday.
always the third Tuesday, but does it always run like an hour and a half to 2 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so that's the thing, I mean, if we're flexible, I
I
don't know.
again, I don't think you guys should.
Well, I usually have a Y class from 6 to 7. And so I didn't go tonight.
Yeah,
Oh.
so it would be.
So if I got to be back 7:30 or something, I certainly wouldn't.
What if we started at 7:30?
I'm used to it.
We used to.
Some of the other boards start at 7:30.
Board of Trustees starts.
Trustee starts at 7:30. It was only the planning board that went to 7, and we did that starting with Ned Hickey, I think. It went way back. I think he just wanted to go home early. I don't blame him. But we could start at 7:30, and would that get you out of the,
Yeah,
mostly out of the problem? You say,
yeah.
okay, I gotta squeak out of here
Yeah.
25
Well, if
minutes.
you did it at 7:30, I could have supper before I come over that.
You mean you didn't eat before you came?
Maybe you need to.
Why? That's
Oh,
terrible.
well, just look at me, I'm not.
I don't think so.
What's that?
You're changing that.
Changing the time.
Do we need the trustees?
The trustees. to
We
approve
can
it.
just let everybody know.
I'll let the trustees know, and if they want to.
We can do a resolution sometime.
Yeah, and then Jody will
It'll be
post
before our
it.
next meeting anyway. We'll have time to figure it
All
out.
right. Well, why
We
don't
did talk about this some time ago, and Jody was not happy about us changing because of the signs.
Oh, signs.
They already have a 7:30 sign.
They've got a 7:30 sign. It's just one little
I'll
bar.
let you and Mike work.
I have on Wednesday at 7:30. I'll see if I have a Tuesday at 7:30.
But probably somebody could make another
There's
sign.
already, like, you can't just switch out the times on the signs.
You mean it goes with the
We're
meeting?
not high tech.
You mean it says, it
Is
says
that- it's a
BZA,
block.
it says BZA 7. Put a 30 on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll figure out something. Nice going, Marcy.
Way to start, I'll tell you.
And we don't meet every month, right?
Oh,
We only meet on demand,
Yeah,
and this is the
yeah.
first meeting of the year.
Okay,
So that gives you a sense.
yeah.
We'll figure something out. I'm sure the audience will find a way to get here at a different time.
Mike usually gives us a heads up when there's something on the
Okay.
horizon, like, are we gonna have anything regarding Cuba Medical? The development of the mall? Is the mall, are we done messing with the mall, pretty much?
Are you done messing with them all?
Well, almost
You
said
guys might
that.
be
be
done
there
messing with them
forever.
all.
You're not done messing with
Well,
the
Natalie's
mall.
probably not done either.
What a disaster out there. And
Um,
Dick's is leaving.
Really?
Going
Yeah,
down.
they're going downtown into the old Tops.
Oh, yeah.
We're losing all the big box stores in
Yeah.
mall.
They're working on that old Tops building now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It must be imminent.
Well, they had big trucks out there last week, and it looked like they were starting to move stuff out of the building.
I don't foresee anything. It's been
Okay.
relatively
It's
slow.
been pretty quiet. Well, Cuba Medical is becoming their own universe. It's just amazing. They're taking over everywhere. Between them and McGuire. The the two empires and then the medical and cars. Well, then I think we can have a motion to adjourn if there's no other business. And we probably won't see you for a while.
No, so I'll be out until August. If you have a meeting in between then, you'll get Peter or another Hancock attorney.
Okay, great. Peter,
Grossman.
oh, right.
And then Wendy Marsh is a land use attorney, so
Okay.
she does a lot of municipal work there, so. We'll see one of them.
All right. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Woo-hoo. We adjourn. Good luck to you.
Thank you.